Who did you ask for that? It was fucking Greg.
Greg. So that was so he got me in a headlock, and I played against him 4 or 5 years later, right? Man United, Dunfermline, I played Man United and Scott Thompson, Nipper's testimonial at Dunfermline. And you want to have seen the team Man United brought up. It was frightening. So it was a full house at East End Park. Rooney, Fletcher, Vidić, Giggs, Scholes, right? The full team, near enough a full team come up, right? So I'm playing right wing, and Vidić is playing for Man United. So I was quite quick at that point.
Yeah.
So anyway, we break away and it's 1v1. There's just tons of space in behind Vidić. So I just knock the ball by him. And I'm getting by him, sprinting, and he just goes like that, bang. Oof. Adam Zappo thought he killed me, right? Just, you're not getting by me, right? Absolute Serbian monster. So after that, I just passed the ball inside. Just would never get near him. So 10 minutes to go. We're 3-0 down. I get the ball in the half line. I'm looking up. No, here. I didn't even look. I just passed it inside, and it was Rooney. Rooney, right? He gets all the way through, dinks the goalie, 4-0. Right? And there's a great picture. He comes back after it, and he's pissing himself laughing. And he puts his arm room, and he's like, sorry about that and all that. It's a great picture. The Dunfermline fans, I was there last week, and all they wanted to talk about was, remember you set a goal up for Man United? So I've got to add my CV.
Imagine when he just turned around, mate, you're the dick I had the headlock when I was 15.
I thought he probably didn't even remember me, but probably I can remember him.
That's beast. Brilliant. Was he brilliant at football? No, I mean,
brilliant, man.
The first hand, mate.
Brilliant. So. What a player. But I couldn't get over the building at 15. Like, he was an absolute monster. And then that was the season that he scored the goal against Arsenal. That very season.
At 16 year old. Mate, so Dunfermline, how did you enjoy your time there? I mean, it's obviously you spent a year there, didn't you?
Brilliant. They were bottom in the league, but I played in a reserve game for Falkirk against Dunfermline, and I wasn't getting a look in at Falkirk, and I was training really well, scoring goals in the reserves. I just couldn't get into the team. The two guys were flying, and we played Dunfermline at Dalgety Bay, and I scored 2 and we drew 3 each, and Stephen Kenny was at the game, and they were toiling. Like they were 8 points adrift at the bottom of the Premier League. He was getting slaughtered, and my agent phoned me that night. I was still at Falkirk at the time. He says, listen, Stephen Kenny's just on the phone, wants to sign you. He says, get yourself out of Falkirk, you can go to Dunfermline. So I had to get in and say to Yogi, I said, Yogi, listen, I'm not getting a chance here. I need to go and play. I'm 25, I'm not getting a look. And he was raging. He's like, no, you want you part of the squad. And I says, Yogi, it's not fair. I'm not playing. But he didn't tell me anything about Dunfermline. So he says, right. He says, you better know if something lined up and all that. He says, I says, no. I says, I'll take my chances as a free agent. The next day I signed for Dunfermline. He phoned me. He's like, you wee bastard. So signed for Dunfermline, and debut was up at Inverness. We hadn't won a game for 7 or 8 games. Won 3-1. Last minute of the game, me and Ian Black, who was playing with Inverness at the time, and a wee bit of a scramble. Stramash, and I kind of, fuck it, I stood in his balls, right? I didn't like him. I didn't like him anyway. Straight red card, right? Stephen Kenny's gone mental. Missed the next game. Then the next game, scored the winner against Dundee United. We beat Hibs. We were on a great run. We played St Mirren away from home. 3 games left. I think we were a couple of points adrift. We had to beat them. Live in Setanta, I scored the winner. We won 1-0. Second last game of the season, we're up at Inverness again. We get beat 2-1 and we get relegated. So I'd done well enough to. Stephen Kenny says, no, you've done really well for us. There's a 2-year contract, decent money at Dunfermline. And at the Championship, we were favourites to win it, to come back up, and we were rotten. We were about 5th or 6th. We played 3 games. We lost 3-0 to Stirling Albion, 4-0 to Livingston, 5-0 to Hamilton, and Stephen get punted.
Did they?
And then Jim McIntyre came in as the manager, and I got offered a trial. I'm going to go into Colorado Rapids. Got offered a trial down at so Colorado Rapids and Arsenal were both owned by Stan Kroenke. So Colorado played at Arsenal in a bounce game, and I get invited down to play in that. And Van Persie was playing, Walcott, all these guys were playing for Arsenal, and I'm thinking, I'm playing a trial game, I'm not going to get a kick here. And we actually done alright. We only get beat 2-1 after them. They weren't bothered, and that's how my move to America came about.
So with Dunfermline, mate, I always just look at, I think they're a huge club, aren't they? They're just sitting like, Lenny looks like he's getting them back, I would say. I mean, they're getting better results, but they need to be moving up the divisions, don't they? Like they're
they're probably similar size to Falkirk, and you see how well Falkirk are doing. I was at the game last week, Dunfermline Hibs, full, stadium was packed, 10, 11,000. Dunfermline are a big club, and they've got ambitious owners in now there as well, and obviously getting Neil Lennon in, so they've got a very young team, Dunfermline, so I think probably next year's maybe they want to watch out for them.
I watched them a few times last year because my big mate Joe Chalmers was playing there. So my missus' best mates was missus, but even then you could tell they get promoted, obviously. They were doing well getting there, but to me it just feels like they're a sleeping giant when you go to see them.
We played with Raith Rovers, and that's obviously the derby. In West of Scotland you get a wee bit West of Scotland mentality and everyone Celtic and Rangers, but you get through there and like Raith Rovers hate Dunfermline as much as Celtic hate Rangers, and vice versa. It's like that's their life through there.
That's a big derby game. It is.
So mate, Colorado Rapids, the first time I heard you were there was Nicky Patterson telling me he played against you. So I knew his experience about it in America. How did obviously you get signed through a trial in there, but how did you find getting out to Colorado and playing it in the leagues?
I loved it. I thought it was magnificent. I thought the MLS was, and listen, we'll talk about the standard of the MLS. I think technically the MLS is very, very good. The problem you've got, and people seen it with Wilfred Nonsi coming in the MLS, there's no intensity, there's no relegation. There's 2 conferences, there's 15 teams in each conference. You need to finish in the top 8 or 9 to get into the playoffs. So you could win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. There wasn't that. There's no intensity for the stands. If you lost a game, you get clapped off. If you missed a sitter, they would just clap you. I remember my debut for Colorado, my home debut. 10 minutes into the game, we get a breakaway, 3v1. We work it perfectly. The boy squares it to me, 6 yards out. I fucking ballooned it out of the bar. Now here, the fans would have been slaughtering you. That's fucking rotten. There they were just like, I'm lucky Tam. And I'm just thinking to myself, I could play here forever. You can be shite and miss sitters and they clap you. But that was the mentality of the American to football there. There wasn't. And even if you win the MLS, your confidence, you didn't win the MLS.
That's right.
You went to playoffs.
It's the same in that basketball thing in it.
So for Celtic to go and get a manager for that league,
just thinking that there
was bonkers.
I know.
There was no.
Who's identifying this guy in that league with that mentality? By the way, you could tell straight away in his interviews he didn't get it. See when he's like, it's not about winning.
You had to win every game here. In MLS you don't. But as I said, my time in MLS, some quality players. The boy Blanco, I don't remember the bunny hop in the World Cup. He played there. Mexican did about 300 caps.
David
Beckham, Juan Pablo Angel and all that.
Did you play against them?
Did you? Tons of top players.
Play against Beckham.
Played against Beckham 2 or 3 times over there.
As in, look, if you play against good player.
He sacked it because in the MLS they're all salary capped. So basically they had him and Landon Donovan. The boy Yabo Xavier played with Middlesbrough, Portuguese guy, played at the back. So they took their full salary, their full cap. So the rest of them were just boys for college. And they finished, the season I was there, they finished bottom of the conference with Beckham in it. So Beckham was just wandering about going, the fuck am I doing here? We were obviously getting weighed in, but I loved my time in America, the MLS. Unfortunately, I signed for a club, Colorado Altitude.
Right.
And it took me 4, 5, 6 weeks to get adjusted to it because you couldn't breathe.
Is it? Right.
And I came for Dunfermline mid-season, January, so I was fit. And they were essentially in pre-season. But when I went to Colorado, I got off the plane, I couldn't breathe. My mouth was drying, nose bleeding and everything.
And I mean, Nicky tell me about that. He says sometimes because of the amount of travelling you do with flights now, he goes, your environment was changing overnight sometimes just by...
So altitude, so it was great because outside there, and I remember Celtic going and playing the MLS All-Stars a few years later. And Gordon Strachan speaking about it, going, this is the hardest place we've ever been to play because it was altitude and because of the size of Colorado's park. But there's a plaque outside the away dressing room at Colorado Rapids pitch, and it says, welcome to the Mile High Stadium. You are now 1 mile above sea level. Don't forget to breathe.
Is that right? Yeah.
There's a plaque outside the away dressing room, so it's mind games straight away. So we used to play games and you could see the opposition team wilting. I see after 60, 70 minutes, we won so many games in the last 20 minutes because they were knackered, they couldn't breathe. So we
How long does it take you to get acclimatised to that?
They say it's a week or two.
Is it?
But teams would fly in 2 or 3 days before, but it wasn't enough to
How
get them
did you find
acclimatised.
because it was always the thing I was curious with, like, how did you find the like flights for games? Because obviously in Scotland you're just jumping a bus or whatever.
If you're scared of flying, don't go and play there, because every away game was obviously a flight.
Aye.
Colorado was alright because that was right in the middle. But if you were playing for New York or LA and you played them, it's basically East Coast to West Coast. I don't know how long that flight is, but I found it tough initially.
Did you?
Flying to away games, here you're jumping in a bus for an hour, a couple of hours at most.
Yeah.
Flying 3-4 hours to games, and then different
I
areas.
couldn't get my head around that. Nick used to tell me, because like, when he flies about America and we're going for work, he'd just be like, it was dead normal to him. Whereas I'm like, that's just driving me mad. You need to fly somewhere, usually connect to go somewhere else. No, I just thought it must have been tough for football.
No, it was hard to win away from home.
Aye.
So people always say to me now, if you're watching the MLS, bet the home team. If I want a wee bet the coupons, because as I said to you, it was always difficult with the travel and all that to win away from home.
What about the boys in your team and that? How did you find the standard when you were into them? Was it?
I thought it's really good. I was surprised because when I went down there on trial, listen, they were all athletic. The American boys for college are all fit and quick and powerful. Technical, they were okay, but it was the know-how. They didn't have the know-how coming from college that the European guys had. They're now starting to get that, but Terry Cook was there, a guy who played in Man United and Man City, wee winger. He was at Colorado when I was there. There's another guy, Christian Gomez, Argentinian guy, number 10, very, very good. Played at a top level in Argentina, but I thought the standard was really, really good. But the thing,
a or a night out as far as interesting, all these boys very
not
quick.
really.
Not really.
Not really. But again, altitude. First night out in Colorado, I had 2 pints. I was out of my nut. Aye. Because it was just like you couldn't drink or anything like that as well. So, no, I thoroughly enjoyed the training facilities. The training pitch was the stadium was incredible. The facilities everywhere you went, it was such a well run league.
Mate, I was watching, so I said this when Nicky was on, I used to obviously watch quite a lot of his stuff because he's my mate. See the commentators, man. I was watching some of their games back at Colorado, then you see some of the stuff they were saying.
I scored from way downtown.
Way downtown was one, the other one was, it's a rocket. McManus, rocket. The guy's shouting, he's just shot about 6 yards. It was hilarious.
The
commentary was brilliant over there. And they used to interview you at half time as well.
Did they?
So we played Dallas at home and it came off at half time, and the guy says, "Can I speak to you for the telly?" I went, "Aye." So talking about the game and all that, and I couldn't understand what I was saying.
It's weird. He used to also say he found it hard, and then reporters would just walk in, you'd be sitting getting changed, and Mike would be in your face. He's like, it's such a different environment.
It's a real fun league to play in and watch, I think, but in terms of players and managers coming for that to British football,
we seen it there, didn't we?
I don't think it works.
Actually, I used to watch Nancy for the side of the park, and it's my team obviously as well, but I used to feel sorry for him a wee bit because you just knew the things he was saying, the things he was doing isn't going to work in Scotland. Fans don't give you an inch. You see that it's not all about winning. I was like, stay away. Oh mate, you're in the wrong place.
Then
right away.
Saying you get a £2 million payoff, and then you stop feeling sorry for him.
I think his stubbornness as well, not willing to change from the system. But as I said, I looked at Columbus Crew. I watched a lot of MLS games. I still do. I've watched maybe half a dozen, in the last 3 or 4 months, and teams just attack each other because there's no relegation.
There's no consequence.
Like you can win. There's no consequence. So see if it's 1 each with 20 minutes to go.
There's
nobody sitting in for a draw.
Gone for that to Celtic where a loss is.
You've got a draw.
He's just like, and then he was coming out and tried it was horrible for a while there, wasn't it?
We could go into that one day, but the fact that he just tried to change that whole system without any training sessions and try to put square pegs into round holes, it was madness.
So mate, what a career. So you went from Colorado to Derry City, is that right? How did that move come about? Went from going from America
Stephen Kenny again.
Was it?
Stephen was the manager of Derry City, and I came back from Colorado, and I was trying to get a club. So I came back from America in November. So in the January, February, I still never had a club in Scotland. So I was 3 or 4 months without getting paid, training myself.
How do you think that was when you...
Because I'd done well. I thought I'd done well over there. I was kind of wanting a Premier League club here. It was all Championship clubs, and I thought, I'm going to wait for an SPL club. Nobody came in. So then Stephen Kenny was on to me constantly. Derry City, come over, Nora. And I'm like, what do I go to the Irish League? I was only 26, 27. I thought, it's not a great league. turned out it was a decent league. But anyway, as time went on, my wife kept nagging me what's happening. We've got bills, and Stephen, his money just kept going up and up.
AG Payroll are delighted to be sponsoring Boots to Billing. Myself and Faddy are having a great time interviewing all these footballers and ex-footballers. But just to tell you a bit about what AG Payroll do, we provide payroll services for contractors in the UK, which is CIS, Umbrella and Bureau services, but we also can provide payroll services in over 160 countries worldwide. So if you need any help, give me a shout, and I'll let you get on with the show.
So it came to about mid-February, and I'm like, fucking, I might need to take this. So Stephen came in, he says, listen, just come here, we'll sort it out. He says, there's your money. He says, you're paid in cash and all that and all. So that was a straight away thing. So eventually I ended up signing for Derry City. So I goes over to Derry Stadium, the Brandywell. Not a great area. People were brilliant, by the way. Not a great area. Gets there, from going for Denver, the stadium was unbelievable. The facilities, the Brandywell. Anyway, I needed a club, so I signed for Derry City. My missus came over, she's like, right away. Anyway, I said, listen, I'm getting good money. So the first month I'm there, last day of the month, guy comes in with big envelopes of dough. Everybody paid. So I said, what's happened with you? Do you not pay tax here? And the guy says, aye, the club sort of tax out and all that. I should have the alarm bell should have been ringing by then. So anyway, I get a big envelope of dough. I'm happy as Larry, brilliant. Next month comes, last Friday of the month. Oh, money be paid on Monday.
Doesn't come.
Monday doesn't come. We hear the club's in financial difficulties. I'm like, oh my God. I've still got a flat in Bishop Briggs I'm paying for. We play Sconta Regal, and we're in Europe. We play them in the Europa League. So the chairman comes in and all that. He says, listen, we're cash flow problems. He says, if we win this tie, we're getting 150,000 euros off of UEFA. Everybody gets paid. Right? So we are trying to live. We go to Latvia. My one and only European goal. I was trying to let a bear. Gets there, scores. We draw one each. Right? We come back to the Brandywell. Packed European night, nice lovely night. Draw one each, we're through. We get in after the dressing room, we're fucking jumping off, hanging off the ceiling, we're getting paid, we're through to the next round. We could get a big tie. That's the Thursday night, and the Monday comes, still no paid. Eventually the club went bust that season. The club went, and they owed me a fortune. They owed everybody a fortune. And the FAI found out through innocuously, one of the guys that was out on loan phoned the FAI and said, listen, I'm on loan for Derry City to, don't know who it was, Finn Harps or somebody, and I'm supposed to be getting £200 appearance and I'm not getting it. And the FAI says, in your contract you're not getting £200 appearance. Derry City were giving people double contracts to try and stay under the stipulations of salary cap. So they were paying me X and putting through Y in the league. And the FAI went, well, that's strange. And they started digging. And they found out that everybody at Derry City was on double contracts, and the club went bust that season. So I was owed a fortune. Come back home and ended up signing, I think, Derry United.
Wikipedia's right, but it's another club we've had people on that have all played there, and they just going about how big a club it is for being down there. I think he was talking about it. Steve-O, we had him on the other week as well.
So it was great. So I know Steve-O's been in here as well. So Steve-O was signing for Hearts when I was signing for United. So he was sitting waiting for his paperwork to go through at Somerset Park, and I was sitting waiting for his paperwork to go through so I could sign for United. And so I remember sitting beside each other and chatting away, and he was going to Hearts. Massive move for him. He'd done really well at United, and I was sitting going, fucking hurry up and go so I can get your wages, basically. I can get your dough and sign for United. But so I signed for United, big Brian Reid, and I enjoyed my time at United as well. Unfortunately, we got relegated again, which is a current theme with me, but we get relegated to United as well in the last game of the season.
Was it Livy, was it?
No, it wasn't Livy. It was doing it Morton actually. But great club, United as well. Brilliant stadium, brilliant people. Lachlan Cameron was there at the time, American owner, who was fantastic. I love Big Lachlan. Really good guy. He sold the club to the current guy, David Smith, but United, love to see them doing well. Really enjoyed my time doing it.
Scotty McLaughlin was talking about how great they were with Steve-O, you've seen it, but obviously Bruni's doing there with Whittaker, they seem to be doing
They're an ambitious club. Graham Matthews there as well. They're building obviously a new stand at United. Really ambitious. I know they're building a gym and a training park as well. So I think they're a club to watch out for the next couple of years at United with the backing they've got.
And back to Falkirk. Stephen Presley, which was an incredible one for me because I played against Elvis in the Edinburgh derbies. And I hated Elvis. I thought he was a big arrogant prick. Did you?
I really did. Honestly, right?
He kick a shit at you.
He would kick a shit at him. He was a good defender, but he loved himself. Like he would ping passes and he would go, "That's why I'm playing for Scotland." You know, and that's why I played in the Champions League for Rangers. And we kicked the shit at each other right in the park. We mouthed at each other, and I never really get the better of him, to be honest. Right, they were always probably on top. And he was a manager of Falkirk, and I'd done well for United in the Championship, and Falkirk just get relegated. And again, I'm out of contract, looking for a job, looking for a club, and my phone goes one day. I don't know the number, but might be somebody answers it. Hi, it's Stephen Presley at Falkirk Football Club. And I'm like,
Quite an impression.
Somebody's winding you up.
Who's this? Is this you? Johnny or something? Put the phone down. Somebody to wind up. Phone goes again, same number. Tam, this is definitely Stephen Presley. So anyway, he invites me to go and train with him. So I get in and trains for a week and signs and plays. My debut, played against Queen of the South, scored 2 goals, man of the match. Great. Next game, we play Hearts in the League Cup at Falkirk Stadium. So I'm ex-Hibs. I'm pumped up for this game. I'm playing Hearts in Premier League, in the Championship. 5 minutes into the game, wee boy Suso Santana for Hearts, goes to check away from me. I goes to lunge in to tackle him. Does my knee. Fractured my kneecap. Was out for 7-8 months. Bad injury.
Wait, you'd have been at this time?
I was 30.
So
I was 30. So when I went into Falkirk, this is a story that I like to tell as well. I was on buttons. I think he offered me 300 quid a week, 350 quid a week, full time at Falkirk Championship, which is not a lot of money. But I was better than zero I was earning. So Big Elvis says, listen, I'll give you £200 win and £200 appearance. So I thought, right, that's not bad. If I'm playing every week and scoring goals, we're winning. We're expected to win a lot of games, one of the favourites to win the league. I'll get a decent wage at it. So first game, great. Wins, scores. I'm thinking,
here we go.
That's 700 or 800 quid. Brilliant. Next game, does my knee. I'm thinking, I've only signed a deal with the January. I'm thinking, I'm on 300 quid a week for now to then. No bonuses, no nothing. So end of that month, wage packet comes in. 300 quid. 300. Fucking hell. Got to be toiling here. Following month, I'm out injured, no kicked a ball. 3. 200. We won a couple of games and all my appearance monies. Something like that. They've made an arse of this. I need to get in and see it. There are 2 options. I could just take the money and just keep
it.
Or just, I'm actually surprised because I thought I'd have taken the money. I get into the office. I says to the wee one in the office, I says, listen, you've overpaid me. He says, I've got all these appearance monies, win bonuses. He says, I've got fucking crutches. She says, no, that's right. I says, how's it right? She says, because Stephen, the gaffer's giving you his win bonus and his appearance money.
You're joking.
Wow,
that's
right?
Amazing, isn't it?
So I'm like that. You're joking? He says, no, the Elvis knows you're loaning a lot of money. He came in and says, I want you to put all the win bonuses and appearance monies into Tam's wage.
It's wild,
right?
Isn't it?
So I couldn't believe it. I said to Elvis after, I says, you give me your, I says, aye. He says, you're on buttons.
It's amazing.
Honestly, I've nearly agreed.
That's some gesture.
It's amazing when you think you was against him and thought he's a warp or whatever, and
I couldn't believe it. And he's a manager. Unbelievable. Brilliant. Loved him. I came back towards the end of that season and played the last few games. And he went to Dundee and he was getting slaughtered after Dundee fans. That one was stuck up for him on Twitter. I was like, by the way, Elvis, I think I maybe mentioned that. He says, brilliant manager. So it's absolutely no surprise to me that he's doing really well at Dundee. They players up there, if he'd done that for me, the players up there must be running through big walls for him. I thought he was a brilliant coach.
Hi everybody, my name is Al McFadden. I am the owner and founder of a company called Pitch to Placements. Now, Pitch to Placements is a company that is a training company, but is also a placement company. Now, we can train you to be in sales and recruitment jobs, not only in the UK, but across into Dubai as well. So we've actually managed over the last year of the business been going to take footballers from either their career is finished early, they have been released from clubs, they have been injured, they've got to the tail end of their career and father time catches us all. We want to make sure that that stigma of you've only played football has always drove me up the wall, because the skill sets that we get in football through resilience, through being able to want to win, being in changing rooms, being able to be round about people, these skills have genuinely made you tailor-made to be in sales. With our experience at our company and the community we give you, we will start to bring you on that journey so you can get to that stage where you're either building a career for when it's done, or if you came to the end of your career and you're looking to now take the next step into a world where you can earn really good money. Now, this isn't jobs that are kind of back-end jobs. We won't earn a lot of money in sales. These are real corporate environments where you can thrive and make a lot of money. So if you are in any one of these positions and you want to know a little bit more about our company, please reach out to us. You can get us on all our social media platforms and on our website. A conversation is all we're asking for, to make sure there's too much of a stigma around about football and some of the disaster stories we hear in the podcast about people not knowing what to do next. Genuinely, we're looking to make an impact and make sure that you know you aren't out there on your own. If you want to hear more, please reach out to us.
Again, he played with Celtic, but he's not a multi-millionaire that he can afford.
He didn't need it.
Do you know what I mean?
Didn't need to do it. But he knew I was probably one of the lowest earners at the club. It was on not a lot of money. But
did you feel when you came back for your knee at that age?
I did. I came back and scored. I think I scored 7 goals and 11 starts or something for Falkirk. Really, really good. But I come back. If you told me today at Enton, I'd have done it for him.
Just because
I was just talking about managers and man management. I was telling a story this morning actually about John McGlynn. So John McGlynn was our manager at Wraith Rovers. So we started the season with Gordon Dalziel. Gordon Dalziel got the sack. Craig Levine came in for Leicester City for 11 games. Out of 11 games, he won 1 out of 11. So Craig Levine took the Dundee United job. He was sitting second bottom of the league. John McGlynn came in. So we trained at Wraith Rovers Park on the Monday. And then we come back in on the Thursday. But John had realised on the Monday that where our dressing room was, you came out, there was a cupboard there. We didn't have a boot room. John got his tool belt on, right? For 3 days he emptied that cupboard and he built us a boot room. So on the Thursday night he came in, he's like, right, I realised you didn't have a boot room. He said, I built that for you. We went in, done it with his own hands. Straight away the players are like, this guy's fucking brilliant. It's not to do with football, but you're like, I'm in with him straight away.
You know yourself, that's half the battle. Football, you can do tactics and sign players and all that, but man management's everything.
What Martin O'Neill's doing at Celtic, there's no way that's a group of players.
He doesn't take the training, Martin. He just like Sean and Fozzie would be taking the training. But Martin would be going into people and going, you've been brilliant this year. Been brilliant this week. You're
doing a great role for him.
See, even that I liked McGowan. When he says we're doing a lap on a clap, and he's like, what you did? He's like, what do you mean? He goes, he's with a cup or something in the changing room. So I quite like all that. It's a wee bit more like
keeps playing the keeps the ground, doesn't it?
So mate, listen, I know you did I'll just cut a question like you asked this, but before we get into this, so I know you went back there, but Rochester Rhinos, where are they?
Who's that?
They're bust now. They were a club that went extinct when I joined them.
You've done well, you're a fucking jinx.
I'm a Jonah.
I don't know if I brought you this podcast.
People that know me know I'm a Jonah, so you're boosted on about the game in about 6 weeks. Sorry boys, we played so it was brilliant because I was at United and Rochester Rhinos who won the USL Championship, good level, the league below the MLS, and what a stadium they had. It's brilliant setup.
That's the league Nicky played in for.
I played against Nicky when he was at Charleston.
That was it.
And a guy who I worked with at Colorado says, my mate's just got the Rochester Rhinos job, do you fancy going? I says, aye, back to America. And they were in Rochester's New York State, over there for a couple of seasons. First season we were brilliant, we should have won it. Me and Nicky's team scored in the last minute against us, and he missed 2 penalties in the penalty shootout to get through to the final, which we would have hosted. And just again unlucky, the story of my life. But we should have won it that year. And the second year we were terrible, and the manager gets sacked. But again, Rochester travelling all over, but we never flew to places. We burst it. So Pittsburgh and Richmond, 13-14 hours of bus and all that.
Who was that?
And that at that time there was back-to-back games, so you'd play on a Friday and a Saturday. It's incredible. So we played on a Friday night at home at Rochester, then we had to play Pittsburgh away for him the next day.
And you went on a 13-hour bus?
We had a 13 on the bus to go and play them the next day.
So you beat
3 or 4 nothing. Aye.
I must have been.
But loved it. Good time, Rochester. Big club.
We were getting
7, 8, 9,000 at the games. Aye, massive,
Seen
brand
that,
new
I thought it was a
stadium.
non-league English team or
I
something.
don't know.
like that.
No,
It sounds
no,
like a
really,
sounds like a rugby team. I was like, Tam's played rugby.
Aye, no, they're busting out right enough.
Mate, so obviously, like, getting to the kind of tail end of your career, right? This is a part that when I started speaking to you about this, I first met you when you played with Gartcairn.
Aye.
They always tell a story that they battered us. It was at EK Thistle. They were battering us, Tam's up front. Obviously, I could hear the abuse you were taking. You must have had some shouts for the side of the juniors, right? But we scored a couple of goals, and he's like, wee man, I didn't know him at the time. He's like, you better put the lottery numbers on, right? You're rubbish. No, he's good at me, right? I'll never let him forget it now.
I remember your goalie had a worldie, ginger haired goalie.
He was brilliant.
Aye.
I
Did
scored
you beat that game?
I think we battered them.
He's unlucky.
I was like, big Livy fan, shouting
Aye.
about him, but
Don't mention
literally
him.
I scored a scarf, and I think one of the other boys, it was
Aye.
a cross, and it came in as like they battered us. But you were playing me there, and then when we started to get to know each other, and I was talking to you about what I do with football, like, you were one of the guys that I'd seen like get to the end of your brilliant career, and then you're having to try and find work, mate. And that's where, when I was talking to you about this, it was the first thing when I brought you for breakfast and we were talking about it. It's like I never knew the problem was as big as what it is. As in, like, when boys leave football now and they get, like, you can see the last couple of clubs you've been at, you were going to clubs and
I was
it's
on the
like
downward
you
spiral, wasn't I? I was on the kind of, I was coming to the tail
probably
end of my
knee
career.
injury, but you start to get
Aye.
everybody, father time catches up with everybody, right? But at this point here, what was that experience like for you? Because I obviously know you now, but what was, we seen you finish, you were at Gartcairn Juniors and that, what were you thinking? Like, as in going, what am I going to do for work here? Was it you want to get into coaching, or what were you thinking?
Obviously I didn't make enough money to retire,
Yeah.
unfortunately. A lot of my bigger money was at the start of my career, and then as it went on, the money got less and less. So like anyone else, coming to the end of your career, I'm needing a job. So I signed for Limerick in Ireland, and listen, I was done, my legs had gone. And I got a message one day from a guy on Twitter, a Falkirk fan who knew me from Falkirk, who owned a stationery company called Citrus. And he said, listen, but you're retiring? And I says, aye, I'm going to be chucking it soon. He says, you fancy coming working for me? And I'm like, I says, I don't know. I says, I don't know what the job entails, you know. He says, listen, it'll be out and about. You'll be in meeting people. You'll be selling our products and stuff like that. He says, listen, I've got a week, I'll give you a week's training, and at the end of that week, if you think it's not for you, just bin it. He says, but like, I think you'd be good, your profile, it's a lot, it's selling stuff, you're selling stuff to the person, I think, not the company. He said, so you're selling people, they'll buy off of you rather than the company. I says, right, no bother. So I goes down to England for a week's training, and it's profit, loss, margins, you know, the price of pencils, pens, furniture, and it's everything. I'm totally out of my comfort zone. I didn't know what I was doing. So at the end of the week, he says, right, he says, I think you're ready. I think you could do the job. He says, no, I'm not working at this point. I mean, I'm not got a penny coming in. He says, I'll give you 24 grand a year, a company car, a phone, petrol and all that. So I'm like, right, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll try it. And I've done it for about a year and a half, 2 years, and it was good. I really enjoyed it, and I was out and about. But in terms of players, younger players, when you're 18, 19 and you get released from Motherwell or Hamilton or somebody, I really, really feel sorry for these kids now, because they're tossed aside. You know, there's nothing really for the PFA probably do something. The Scottish PFA, I'm not entirely sure what that is. They put them in courses and that, but what you're doing, what you're, you know, trying to get kids to do, young boys going and getting into selling stuff. And if I could do it, if I could go and sell stuff to people, anyone could, because I never had a clue what I was doing. A week's training was enough for me to go and do it. So,
but see, on that, as we talk about it all the time, but when you heard the word sales, you probably went, what the fuck, I can't sell. I bet you 95% of your time you were just telling football stories. At the beginning,
some cold calling was tough. Cold calling's tough, right? I found that really hard. But existing customers that I had was great, because I'd get in and chat with them. But they talk about pens and pencils and furniture. They talk about football, and you give them a bit of banter. And they would buy from the person. I always think they bought from me. Because I would email them, give them how are you getting on, Irene? No, that and blah blah blah. And I think that's what people, maybe kids or folk, don't understand. Oh, how am I going to sell things? I don't know what I'm selling. But if you're selling, they buy off the person.
I think it's I'm starting to see a lot, mate, and me and you, I haven't told you about this part yet, but see, the more I do this, like, you've got buckets of people, right? You've got the young ones you're talking about, and by the way, 100% they need help. And a lot of the time, it's like the world's ended if they let go. Like, you were lucky enough, you made it to like, you had a very steady career. It doesn't happen all the time. They can go part-time and then it's the world's ending because maybe been earning decent money at a Motherwell or a Celtic or Rangers, but then it disappears. Then you've got people who have been injured. I mean, a lot of the boys coming through now, it's like work their socks off to get some injury job done. And then you've then got the guys at the end of their career, like you got to that stage where they've got like wife and kids.
What are you going to do next?
And most of the time, you were the first person to tell me this, and now I've heard Steve will talk about it, Scott McLaughlin talking about it, Jinky was talking about it for a bit. It's like, all you've ever known is football. So you're like, I'm not good at anything else. When really, the skill set he's been getting through, if you think how resilient you've had to be, mate, it's like, if we think all the different stories you've given us there, going to different clubs, and like, the resilience you need as a football player is through the roof. And see, when you come out it, one question I wanted for you was, when you were doing that job, was it difficult for you to like transition as in people going, it's Tam McManus selling me stationery for? Did you feel like you were like, oh, that's a nightmare?
I felt, I don't know if I don't want to say it was embarrassed or shame or anything.
You were quite game butt, mate, as well, Jimmy, so.
I remember going through to Edinburgh and they had these catalogues, citrus catalogues, and I was told that the boss said, listen, get into these places and try and get his business. So I remember going in one day to an office in Edinburgh in Leith. So I goes in and I says, oh, can I speak to who does your office stationery, who organises that? And he says, oh, it's such and such. Guy comes there, I just see him straight away going,
wasn't he a Hearts fan, was he?
I think he would have, he never took a business. I says, yeah, listen, who does your stationery? Oh, I don't know, Viking or whoever it was at the time, Staples. I says, listen, what do you pay for that? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I goes through all the pitch and all that. And then I seen his face, he says, right, I'll go and have a think about it. And he goes there, and I could see him going, well, our guys, and they're all talking, looking there going, that's Tam McManus, he used to play with Hibs. I could see them all talking about me. I don't know if it was a positive or a negative, but I found that part of it hard because I came from being a football player. But I wouldn't say I was embarrassed, but that soon disappeared because I've made a living for myself. You've got to. Now I remember, was it Kevin Kyle? There's an article in the paper, he was at the Livingston working for DPD or something. There's a big article in the paper, ex-Premiership players now selling parcels, and I thought it was a shocker.
By the way, Steve spoke about it as well.
It's like, so what you meant to do when you stop playing? We're no millionaires, you're going to go and meet a
it's
crust.
It's not negative, you're trying to
everybody thinks that if you're playing in the Premier League you're automatically a millionaire.
So I remember that, so there's that aspect to it where people look down on you a wee bit. But I thought you were a football player and you're selling pencils or you're delivering stuff, so what?
Because I'd obviously knew your background. I heard Cy Ferry talking about it when he was delivering kitchens, and I've said a few times on here, it's the only time I've probably ever seen Cy being serious. Like, he likes to debate that. He was like, I found it hard. But there was numerous guys I knew that was doing that, and that, it riles me up when I hear people saying they've only played football. I'm like, are you serious? Playing in front of thousands of people, the percentages it takes to get to the level a youth team football, never mind a career in football, is mental. And then you've got, I think I said to you as well that week we spoke, most people think, well, even if I have had a good career I'll go into coaching. It's not as easy as that either. You can't just go, oh, by the way,
I'll have a coaching job you can get as well.
It's giving them a pathway into it. It's like, we are involved in the business world and we've got contacts, and it comes second nature to us because we do it day in, day out. So, but if you can say to a young player, look, here's the pathway, you can do an 8-week course with Faddy, we'll get you a job at the end of it. They go, all right, I can do that, and you can make $100,000 a year by being a good salesman. That's good money, isn't it? I didn't realise you can make that sort of money in it. So it's just opening their eyes to these things.
No, as I said, I think it's a great thing that you're doing. I think that the more you get the message out to people, and as I said, I was terrified when he says, right, you've got the job, you start on Monday. Like, what? I couldn't sleep. I was like, what am I going to do here? But people helped me. People helped me in the office down there in England. They were based in England. They helped me. And people will help you. But I did find that people bought from me rather than the company. And I think if you've got a good personality and you're bubbly and you've got a bit of part about you and you've got a semi notion of what you're doing and what you're selling, then you can go and, as you said, you can go and make big money.
I think the buzz for me was the thing that got me really early. See, when I see my first commission check, I'm like, I can earn that by doing pretty much just being me and getting it. And I think what I said to Chris was, and I'd love to put my finger on exactly what it is, and I don't think it's one thing, but it's either Chris thinks it's a changing room. I could totally take that argument on board. It could be the resilience thing. It's the wanting to win. That's another thing in sales where people don't like getting beat. You don't want the guy next to you doing better than you. You're like, oh, how's he doing that? So I think what I've learned early is, it's like if he can take the skills I've already got and kind of enhance them a wee bit with what we're doing, And then, as Chris says, we've got good, really strong networks now. Because of your years of working in it, they'll come to us and go, well, if you have trained them, we'll take them. The recent thing we've just done, I don't think I've even told you this yet, Tim, is we've now got an opening up to Dubai. So I felt as though we had to do a kind of due diligence a wee bit, because younger guys coming out the clubs, they don't have as much at stake as what older guys have got with football. And what I mean by that is they don't have any ties. But at that stage they're going, I don't know if I want to do so. They don't, what young guy does know what they want to do. But quite quickly, we've obviously got a lot of relationships, Chris especially in Dubai, and when we started pitching that, it's been 6 months nearly of work to get to this point, but we've now got clients that are interested to take these boys over there. So the thing now would be is, do the course here, do the work here, then you go over there. You could be all living in Dubai, doing a sales job. You know, you mentioned Marcy to me, was it you mentioned a Scottish one? Scotty mentioned Marcy, it's over there. But there's guys over there that have played football, that are doing sales jobs there and they're living the life. So there is, I'm trying to find different angles now. I don't just think it's a one-stop shop for them.
But you imagine you're 21, right? You've been released for Celtic, Rangers, Hibs, Hearts, whatever, and you can come to yourself and say, and you say to them, right, I can get you to Dubai, can get you a job, can get you a football team, I can help with your accommodation, I can do your training. It's a no-brainer. You've no ties, as you said. You're just over there living the life and making some good money.
It's like a bit of bouncing about here in the lower leagues.
That's it, but we can get them football over there. That's the other thing. I don't want their career to stop. We've got connections there now that can get them playing, learning their football and doing it. So it's a new thing that's came out. It's really exciting. Tam, just lastly for me, mate, it's been brilliant. I've loved having you on. That's why I wanted to get you on.
Last episode of the show, and then that's us finished.
He's a fucking
done.
Jonah's been on that show. He's screwed.
That's just subscribers away and all that now. Tam, do me a favour, mate, and I said I've seen you do your speaking events now, so obviously I know you do a lot of the table dinners and stuff and you're brilliant at it. How do people get in contact with you for that stuff if they want you to do it? Is it all just social media and stuff?
You just get in touch with me through my social media or LinkedIn.
Because you're brilliant at it, mate. So
I'm sure you'll find me somewhere on social media getting abuse. But yeah, listen, I think probably Twitter or LinkedIn, you'll get in touch with me if you're looking for any speakers at events.
And you're also doing a lot of the media stuff. I know you're away to PLZ this afternoon, aren't we?
Do the Peter and Ruffy show, which is great.
I mean, I've seen them online. They're brilliant. Ruffy looks like a good guy.
Ruffy's brilliant. Still going strong. I think 73, 74.
He's golfing, doesn't he?
Loves his golf. He's got Ruffy. Not a lot of people know this. Ruffy can't chip. So I played with Ruffy at his home course is Dilliter up in Cumbernauld. So we were playing a 2-man scramble. It was horrendous because basically I was taking his second shot. He drove the ball. To be fair, he's 70 odd, right? It's
not that as well. For a bit of context, you're not the easiest teammate at golf. You're always like, what are you doing, stupid?
I was Greg and David will tell you we're pals. But we get to 100 yards out in this hole, and it's Ruffy's shot. And I says, Ruffy, what are you hitting? She's got a wedge in, 9-iron. Brings a putter out.
Putter?
Right? I says, I've actually filmed it. It's on my phone. And puts it to about 6 feet. Can't chip. Puts everything for 100 feet, 100 yards. But brilliant. Ruffy's great. Peter's great. PLZ's a great show as well. So
you do a bit of the media and
a column in the Daily
Record
as well, and
do
a bit of coaching, as I said, with the SF8 Braiders. So I'm keeping busy, mate.
See, this is where, and we've got a couple of things coming up golf related, and I can't wait for people to see in your real light. See on here, all smiling and all at the golf course. He's honestly, it's
horrible.
I'll not tell the guys' names. I don't want to slaughter him, but it's a good story for us. He shows up. I'm playing with one boy. His partner's not here yet. Turns out he was out on a date the night before. He's like, he better not showed up here, no being in all night. Like Garaffi's not pacing the car park. That boy gets out of the car. He's on him. Where were you this morning? I got in my bed to 6. He's like, it's 6. He's getting him it tight. Turns out he stays, goes, birthday. He's like, never you come in again, you stay every weekend. He's like, he's meant to be slaughtering him to be like, you're out every weekend now.
I think you got lucky that night.
The golf's good, don't it, mate? But we got loads of golf things together. Like, I think after football, that's the other thing with sales. How well do we do in the golf course with sales? It's just another wee...
That's the best place to get business, I think, in the golf course.
Spend 4 hours with them, you get to chat with them, you get to tell stories.
So we'll get around it. We'll maybe get you and Ruffy as a wee play me and Chris at some point. We've got a couple of things gone with Eastwood 12. We're up. Chris is lucky enough to have a Glen Eagles membership that I've still.
I'll get you up there, big man.
He's like, to live there, man. I mean, Chris's membership. He's like, it's mine. So, last time, cheers for your time. Everybody, remember you can get him on social media. Please reach out to him if you have any speakers events or that coming up. Please keep liking and subscribing. You've no idea. I said this the last time. It's just it's grown all the time. But listen, the podcast is. It's just a window to the business that we're running, pitch to placements. We genuinely feel that we've got a duty of care to help footballers, athletes now find a career after their sport, because it shouldn't. There's too many horror stories out there of bad things happening once people have finished their career. Tam's obviously got a successful story in the way what he's doing, but he's one of a few. You know, we want to make sure that we're helping everybody as they come through. So please like, subscribe, and you can get us on our TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc. So thanks for your time, mate. Catch you soon.
Pleasure.